Hello again and welcome back. This is about the letter I, which in this case is for ice wine. This is of course a term which comes from Austria and Germany, who had ice wine spelt with an E. But this is the generic term for wine made in that same way, which is all about freezing cold conditions. So we are in Canada on the Niagara Peninsula, and we're in for a real treat today. This is the benchmark wine of Canada from the absolute pioneers of this field. We're talking about a winemaker whose name was Karl Kaiser. He has Austrian heritage, so obviously he took to Canada his skill set and their traditions. What you do with making an ice wine is you wait until it is a super cold day, or especially actually often night. It has to be below about -8 degrees Celsius. And you go out there and you hand harvest these grapes and you take them frozen into the winery and you press them. You press them as hard as you can, as fast as you can. And because the water is frozen in crystals inside the berries, all that comes out is really the flavour and the sugar syrup. So you get this really sweet, super concentrated kind of must that comes out of the grapes, and that is then obviously turned into wine. It naturally stays at a relatively slightly low percentage in alcohol, around 9.5% in this case, and yet has around more than 200 grams for every litre in terms of the sugar that's in the wine. So it is super sweet. This wine in 1991 put Canadian wine on the global map when it won one of the top awards at Van Expo in Paris. Interestingly, this is made from a grape called Vidal, which is also a hybrid grape, just after we had yesterday, and it needs to be this hybrid grape. In this case, it gives it great ability to withstand the cold temperatures. Oh my goodness, it is so ridiculously ripe and delicious and sweet. You've got those sort of aged notes like honey, but there's still fresh fruit in there, like sort of apricots and light cheese, even slight bit of pineapple as well. And yet, to cut through that sweetness, it has beautiful fresh acidity. Wow, that is a really cool wine. A lot of grapes go into making not very much wine. In fact, generally speaking, you only get about 15% of the juice that you would regularly get out of crushing grapes. So it is a tiny production. So this is not a cheap wine. This is very much not a cheap wine. In fact, this retails at about £100 for every 750ml bottle that you would do. But of course, it's served in half bottles. What would this go with? Well, it could go with some savoury dishes like sort of foie gras on toast. It would also pair beautifully with some desserts, like fruit-based desserts, or just have a glass of it on its own. What a treat. I is for ice wine. Cheers.